Welcome back to Michelle's Mermaid Room. I'm just waiting for the dogs to stop walking around. So we're sitting in front of the 60-gallon aquarium where we have 7 less fish. And for almost 2 years, Siamese algae eaters started out in the 16-gallon aquarium and were upgraded here to this aquarium. And they outgrew this tank too. 7 of them were uprooting the plants continuously, and they have been moved to a pond situation where they have plenty of swim room. And that has changed the entire dynamics here. You see a lot of, I have long fin danios, the golden danios, and there's a couple of leopard danios. They're long fin leopards. The green plant that you see a lot of in here, the water sprite, I brought over a couple of little pieces, and they really like it here because, well, plenty of things for a plant to enjoy as far as phosphates, nitrates, and all that. But I'm just going to zoom in here a little bit. Let's try not to spook anybody. Down at the bottom, I have 3 yo-yo loaches. And I still am completely in love with the yo-yos. They're so darn cute. This guy, maybe not so much. He's he's gotten these strange blotches. I wasn't sure if they were injuries from rocks, but they have never gone away. So apparently that's just his new coloring. It's not pretty. He's got that great big fin. He does work for his keep here. He does help to try to clean the glass and some of the plants. Right now he's sitting underneath the tiger lotus, which I ordered to put in the 16-gallon aquarium, and it outgrew that tank really pretty quickly. This aquarium is 4 feet from side to side. It's kind of like a picture. It's a picture framed. It's only 1 foot from the front to the back and 2 feet tall. So you see this tiger lotus is reaching for the surface, and there is a new leaf. Where is it? There it is. At the surface already. So obviously the tiger lotus can get quite large. There was one in here when I first started this aquarium 2 years ago, and it got really big too. But after being pummeled by all of the bottom fish, because I have the 3 yo-yos, there's also 3 green, what do they call them? I guess they're catfish. Just the Cory catfish. They're just the green version that you. Oh, here we go. Here's another yo-yo. So we've got 2 in view. Recently removed about 3 very large rocks that I had to use to hold down some of the plants because they were being uprooted daily. I wanted to also mention the surface skimmer, which is the Owazi surface skimmer over here, which I totally appreciate, dearly love, and I just want to let people know that if you have this much plant life happening in your aquarium, especially this what is it, water sprite, it has tiny little leaf pieces that kind of just fall off on their own sometimes, and so cleaning a surface skimmer daily, sometimes twice a day, just keep that in mind when you're using a skimmer with this much plant life. You you're introducing an additional kind of chore. Of course, when you love your hobby as much as I do, it's not so much work. It's just another little bit of having, fun and keeping things working the way they're supposed to. These guppies have run amok. I moved guppies over here from the 16-gallon, including a bunch of babies that the adults had after they were large enough, and now there's quite a few of them. But there's still so many more babies over in the 16-gallon where we're going to go take a peek at that here right now. So hopefully this sound is coming great. I'm trying to keep the camera close to my mouth because I have tried this video several times and I'm not having very good luck with the sound quality. So here we go. We're going to walk over to the 16-gallon tank and take a peek. Okay, so we are in front of the 16-gallon aquarium. I have zoomed in. This is a Sarah Nibs food stuck to the glass here. It's been off and on covered with shrimp, and they kind of tear into it, leaving small particles to fly around and feed all of the small fish. But it is quite overgrown at this time. The water sprite it grows really fast. Is kind of putting it politely. I mean, it is outrageous. So the tiger lotus in here was the original tiger lotus that I had in the 60-gallon aquarium. And it got pummeled to the point where it was like 3 or 4 leaves sitting down at the substrate level. And after I brought it over here it is starting to already bounce back and probably will outgrow this aquarium soon. I did have a lot of what is this? It's just a really fine grass, and you have to keep that trimmed also, which is quite messy. I don't really cherish that little chore. I did put a surface skimmer in here, and off and on I use that just to circulate, because it actually blows the water out the front of this. Look at that, right about where that red shrimp is where the water comes out, so it jets the stream of water out and circulates to the return of the filter back in that far corner. And you see there's one adult male guppy in here. His tail has always had this weird slice through it, and he always was an outcast, so he's still over here just being an outcast with all the baby guppies. They all, he kind of shows them the ropes. So that's what's happening in this tank. Let's do kind of let's see if you can see without the glare of the light here. But this plant literally grows, there's some light, out. There's a little sprig that's trying to grow out the side of the tank. I'm constantly pushing them back down into the water because what happens is the shrimp climb up the plant stem and out of the tank. Of course, they can't get back in. They're down on the stand, and that's the end. But I have found that just pushing the plants back down into the water helps to keep everybody in where they're supposed to stay. But there are, I don't know, every color in the rainbow: red, orange, blue, non-colored, weird striped shrimp, and that's just the nature. When you put them all together, they combine into, look at the rock, is literally crawling with baby shrimp. There's a nice snail right there. So the fish in here still very seldom seen as far as the celestial danios. Rasboras. They're kind of a blue striped rasbora. Oh gosh, they're so cute. But to get a glimpse of them is very seldom, so they only come out before the light is on. Actually, I get some sunlight that trickles through this blind here early morning. This is facing east here. So there's kind of a glow into the tank, and that's when I feed them, because they literally are invisible otherwise. You never see them. So that's what's happening here. I'm going to take us over to my Japanese garden now. One moment. Okay, so I'm got to get my mouth up close here, so hopefully the sound is coming good. My Japanese garden is the southeast corner of my house. Feng Shui says when you have your plants at the southeast corner, you get good luck and all kinds of happiness and wealth. So that wasn't how it that wasn't how I had planned it, but it turns out that that's what I've got. And this window has a beautiful blind on it, but as I said, it's a south facing window, and it has blinding light even when the blinds are closed. I'm very sensitive to any sunlight, and so I keep my house fairly dark. There are plant lights that you'll see are attached to some shelving on each side of the window here to help bring in some light. But this is my creation here, this 10-gallon paludarium, I call it. But the only animals living in here are some bladder snails and a few shrimp, some aquatic plants, and of course, there it is, some more. Oh, there goes the shrimp. So the main reason that I even set this up is because this, watch me forget the name of this plant. Come on now. Peace lily was originally in a paludarium that I had set up in that 60-gallon aquarium at my last house. And once I put it in a pot with dirt, with soil, it started to die. And I knew it was missing its water source, or just its happy place in the water. And so after the seams in this 10-gallon were failing, and that's why I upgraded to the 16-gallon. So I resealed it and built some divider sections in here and put the peace lily and another plant in here that I can't remember the name of it. And it puts out this, well, this one's a dried piece, but red with the little yellow. I always call it my Hawaiian plant. Enjoy living in this water environment. So what else do we have in here? There we go. There we have some focus. So we have duckweed, got to have that. And just the tips of some of the red, what is it? Well, you know what it is. The red plant, stem plant sticking out of the water. And I'm constantly breaking off the tops and replanting them in the bottom. There's a heater in here. I just changed the water in here a couple weeks ago for the first time in about a year. So if this tank really doesn't need anything but a little sprinkle of food for the shrimp, and that's it. So otherwise, my little Japanese garden, a little Zen place over here. And that's really my update for today. So the mermaid's going to sign out at this time. Wishing everybody a wonderful week and a happy July. Thank you for stopping by. I really appreciate you. Have a wonderful day.